What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Very glad to bring you this video today, once again utilizing 6+ Yamato. If I have an opportunity to use this character, I'm going to use this character. This character is so much fun, and in today's video we are going ahead and taking on another relatively difficult Garb challenge. This is Revolutionary Army number 2, which is considered one of the more difficult ones for sure, and in this video we're kind of highlighting the really amazing hybrid that many people already know at this point, which is with Goldie, Roger, and 6-star plus Yamato, or just Yamato in general, right? The fact that you have this combination of units that, number one, Yamato, if you guys don't know, has a really cool inbuilt effect that is able to resist 10 turns of bind, and then you have Roger, who's able to resist all turns of despair. So with these two characters, which have amazing synergy, by the way, both being Psy units and both being free spirit characters, allowing you to remove bind and despair almost completely is very useful to have. Now, this is not the only really good variation of hybrid that you can run that allows you to get around a lot of debuffs. I kind of mentioned it in a couple of other videos as well, but Stampede Luffy is another character that you may want to look out for. Even though Stampede Luffy doesn't really have a more ideal captain effect compared to like Goldie Roger, for example, but the fact that you can have a character, or just a hybrid of characters, that can resist bind, despair, and paralysis innately by 10 turns is pretty crazy, right? So this is just going to show you guys how this team is actually working. It's just so good. This is the main stage here where you're going to be inflicted with bind and despair, and of course you got Goldie, Roger, and Yamato resisting it. There will of course be another stage later on in this fight that also deals with some bind, and we'll obviously go through that once we get to it. But another really cool thing about Yamato as well, I mean, there's lots of good things about Yamato, but the fact that you have a really cool effect of changing matching slots into Wano. And we already know that Kozuki Oden, the other super type or super Sugo Fest exclusive, also had the ability to do that. But having Yamato not only being able to do that, being able to change matching slots into Wano, but also being able to change block slots into Wano in one unit is so good, right? And in this instance here, we're using Versus Shanks on the crew. I just needed a unit that was able to proc Roger's super type, and you'll see why we need that super type a little bit later on in this fight. Being able to just use his special is so good. But, you know, having Shanks is actually really nice because, you know, Shanks only boosts Psy, Int, and Slasher characters with his special ability. Luckily, 4 of our 6 characters are Psy units, so we actually get a boost from that, which is pretty good. And in this stage here, where normally all of these type slots are counted as non-beneficial to our team, with the amazing special animation of Yamato being played here, we're able to change all these slots that we have into Wano slots, and luckily Sabo and Koala are actually locking those slots for us as well, so we can conserve those Wano slots moving on to the next stage, which is actually a really annoying stage versus Morlae, and actually quite fitting, we're actually using our own Morlae to get around the Morlae boss, because his special ability allows us to get rid of resilience, damage threshold, and it also is a little bit of a defense reduction. But the really odd thing about the Morlae is the fact that he only gives you 50% defense reduction on first activation. However, if you do hit your 3 perfects, I believe, it reduces the enemy's defense by 100% in the following turn. So we're kind of like cheesing it, where we're taking 1 turn to reduce the defense, and then we're going to go ahead and kill him. We'd also use the Goldie Roger special just to give us a bit of extra damage here. I'm not 100% sure if it is required. I think it almost is required in order to get the guaranteed kill. But also, once again, being able to lock slots is a very valuable effect, especially if you're getting Wano slots. Being able to lock those is incredibly impressive. And not only we get the super type of Yamato enabling us to lock those slots, but before we did actually use the Megalo ship to lock those slots too. Really nice. And of course, another really good thing that you have access to is Roger's super type. Roger's super type gives you a guaranteed full board of slots that goes through block orbs, and he locks those slots for 1 turn, allowing you to then use the Yamato special to change the slots that Roger just gave you into Wano slots that you can keep for multiple turns. So yeah, just amazing synergy going on here with Yamato and Roger, being able to build really good side teams or really good free spirit teams with these two characters together is just so much fun. Another character that I haven't used, honestly, in a little while, but is a very good unit, is this Bonsai Quick Akainu. I know a lot of people always ask about him whenever I make a video with him, and they always ask, oh, how do I get that unit? Unfortunately, this character, I think, to my knowledge, has only released like 1 or 2 times in the game's history on very obscure banners. Now, all I have to say is if this character ever comes to the Metal Exchange or is ever available in a Sugo Fest, I would almost say like this guy's almost a must summon unit. He's like a really rare, limited rare recruit unit. he is incredibly powerful, allowing you to remove 5 turns of attack down, 5 turns of paralysis, and then if you've got 4 or more quick or psi units on your team, you get a guaranteed 1.75 times conditional boost for defense down, and he does apply that defense down as well. He's just so good in so many different circumstances. This stage here against Lindbergh is also one of these other stages that you'll be encountering bind. Luckily, we have the Yamato, of course, to resist that, and we have the Chopper to give us all of his healing mechanics. Very nice to have. This stage was a little bit funky. I'm sure that you could probably optimize this one a little bit better, enabling you to get around these non-beneficial slots, getting through it a little bit easier. But the thing is I did need to stall a little bit anyway, just to ensure that, you know, my Roger is ready for the final boss stage, because we will be using Roger on the final boss fight against Sabo and Koala, and that's basically it. You know, we get to the Karissa stage eventually, and we take the first 2 turns of attacks to just do whatever we need to do, and then once the damage threshold is removed, we're able to just go to town and absolutely destroy Karissa, because the thing about Karissa is he does not have a full immunity buff. He's only got delay immunity, which does enable us to use the Yamato special to not only just give us the really good chain boost, but we can also use the Roger super type and the Yamato in conjunction to give us the Wano slots, and also because no full immunity, we actually get the increased damage taken by 1.75, so it's essentially giving us a 1.75 boost plus Wano slots plus a chain boost. So really nice set of special abilities here, and that does leave us in the final boss stage to use the Shank special and the Roger special to give us a 3 times attack boost, giving us a 2.5 times orb boost, some stat boost as well. Another thing as well, Versus Shanks was such a great unit here because his Versus effect came in clutch in a couple of different stages here, giving us a 1.75 conditional boost just in whenever we needed it. So Versus Shanks was like low-key, kind of like the MVP for this team actually, came in super clutch. But that is going to wrap it up pretty much, guys. I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of this clip here. You get to see the special animation of Yamato once again, and you'll see how much damage we're able to do on the final boss stage too. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. If you guys did, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
Yeah.